Oh, okay. Well, hello out there. Welcome to another episode of Jay and the Giffer. It's the 21st day of September, the year of our Lord 2025. And hello out there, everyone. Another episode of Jay and the Giffer here on Real Sports Talk. And topic, of course, is baseball as we're coming down the stretch. And last week, Jay, you were not able to be with us. I don't know if you were, with your therapist or trying to check into some kind of a situation there, some kind of program, Met Rehab program.
But that was a week ago.
Yeah, things are better for the Mets.
They've had good success bringing up the young guys, and Brandon Sproat was pitching. And I went over this with you, and you and I talk about this all the time because they all manage the same way. He threw 65 pitches. They took him out of the game. So they wound up losing the game because they took out a guy that was pitching good. So they had to use three relievers, two of whom were good, one is not that good. They wind up losing the game. Now, a couple ramifications. The next day, if they needed their best relievers, they had already been used on Saturday. So they jeopardized not only that game, but the next game. And the thing with Sproat, with a pitcher, if he threw 65 pitches, now what are they going to do next time? Well, he's up to 70 pitches. He only threw 65 the last time. And they're going to mess with the pitch count. And they're going to wind up weakening his arm because he's not going to pitch the normal, 100 pitches, 110, 120 pitches. So you're actually bringing up a new guy with a lot of potential, and the Mets and other teams actually ruin the guy's arm by not letting him pitch more.
Yeah, I think as far as pitch count, if I was managing, my pitch count for the pitchers would be like 160.
Right. I could live with 120, I just want to point something out that almost makes me root for the Phillies to go all the way. Thompson, their manager, was criticized the other day. I guess one of their very good starters, Sanchez, was pitching poorly, and he let him stay in the game. And the reporters were critical. They asked him, why did you leave Sanchez in the game? And this was his answer. I'm going to need him to go deep into games in the postseason. And that's why he left them in. So there's one manager out there who seems to get it.
And then
that's Rob Thompson. That's Thompson on the Phillies, yeah. That really got my attention.
If the guy got in trouble and got tired, that's it. That's the pitch count. Yeah.
All right. He looks like he's tiring, but he had no evidence of it at all. They've lost 7 in a row. They desperately needed to win, and they pull out a guy who's doing great. So, I mean, this is where not only the Mets, but this is where, specifically the Mets, one reason I don't have that much hope in the postseason. I mean, in addition to the fact that they've had a very bad run for over half a season now. But if they're going to do that in every game, try to win with 6 pitchers, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Now, how's your man Juan Soto been lately?
Well, I'm glad you brought up Soto because, okay, as I said to you offline yesterday, he had a terrible first 3.5, 4 months. He's had a great 2 months. And it's ridiculous because now he's compiling excellent numbers. He hit his 43rd home run, and he's got over 100 runs batted. And people talk about MVP. He was a detriment to the team. I don't care what his numbers were the first 3.5 or 4 months. And I'm very glad you brought him up today because I want to point out two things from yesterday. One, in the second inning, there was a base hit to right field, and it glanced off his glove, and it went all the way to the wall. If you see the replay of that, he jogs after the ball. I mean, blatantly jogs after the ball. 99 out of 100 people. What would you do if you were playing outfield and the ball skipped off your glove and went to the fence? You'd be running after it like a maniac. I mean, even in the pros these days.
You know, he doesn't go after it like Theory does when it gets like
Yes, well, that'll bring. Hey, you're doing great. That'll bring me to another point. But right, he was loafing after that, and then the play that the Mets lost the game on was an inside the park home run in the 11th inning yesterday, and another bust is this guy Mullins they got from Baltimore. He's been a bust, but the ball drove over his head. It hit the base of the wall. He ran almost all the way to the wall, so there was a big carom. They came back, very far. And Soto was nowhere in the picture. And even the announcers who generally protect Soto was saying, where was Soto? Like, there's no – I can't imagine him running full speed over to try to back up a play like that. But so just to say that honestly, he's going to be a very hard guy for me personally to ever like or root for. Talent, the numbers, yes, tremendous numbers. He's leading the league in walks. So it's –
I think
yes, with 2 outs in the ninth, he got a blue hit. Yeah, no, he's actually been the last maybe 6-7 weeks. He's been fine in the clutch. It took him a long time, but hey, you know what? And maybe even though I don't ever think I'm going to love him because of his lack of hustle. I think he's a selfish player, but maybe at a certain point he started to feel comfortable. Playing with the Mets and his teammates, and maybe there's some hope that he's still going to put up the tremendous numbers, which of course, we got to take that as a positive.
So, speaking of numbers now, the Mets are they're hanging on.
Hanging on.
They're
not
hanging
by
on.
much.
They're 1 game ahead of Cincinnati right now.
Right. And we're 2 ahead of Arizona.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the Giants did last night.
They must have lost because they're 4 behind now. Yeah, I don't think they. But when you're playing the Nationals, that's a team you got to beat. Yeah, now they're at 90. Yeah, they're at 92 losses right now. There's not enough games for them to get to 100 losses, unfortunately. But no, I was going to say Colorado has 113 losses. I mean, that's just they should drop out of the league. They shouldn't even show up anymore. Well, you could look at these teams' rosters and who are these guys? Who are they? Unfortunately, without a producer, I don't have the ability to put the rosters up. But I am looking at the standings here. And speaking of teams you should beat, so now the Yankees are now back to only 2 games behind Toronto because. And even though they lost a game or 2, that they should be winning this week. The next 7 games are against the White Sox and the Orioles. And and the White Sox are at 97 losses now. So they're heading for 100.
Oh,
So
oh, mm.
if they play one game worse than the Reds get the spot. So that's an important
What
thing.
what is the Mets schedule this week? All right, so
I don't
Cubs.
think no.
Yeah, yeah.
2008, the last day of the
Mm.
season, they beat
Mhm.
us, and we didn't make the playoffs.
Was that one of the Tom Glavine games or?
Tom Glavine game. Yeah, that's the first thing. It was stadium too. On top of it, so they had this big
Oh,
ceremony afterwards for the history of Shea Stadium. Let me tell you, by the second inning, you walked through those stands, everybody had their heads in their hands. I mean, people
mhm.
looked dazed. I'll never forget it. It was one of the worst days ever at a ball game.
Tom Glavine, not one of the Met fans' favorites.
Uh,
You know.
he took the money. He never wanted to be a Met. So, no, not
Yeah.
one of my favorites either.
Yeah. So I think it's the schedule. I don't know who the Reds are playing off the top of my head, and I can't look it up. But I think that's key. Who are you playing? You know, who are the opponents? Those would be tough, right? Yeah.
Incentive to win. I mean, that's the plus. But the Marlins will be a pain in the ass. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Marlins beat the Mets 2 out of 3. Just accurately accused of pessimism, yes, but just the team just has not shown much for a long period of time. The only thing is it's going to be dependent on the starting pitching, and that's one thing that has improved because they have like, to me, when the three young guys pitch, they have a pretty good chance. And Mania pitched 5 innings in relief, the piggyback game with Holmes, and he looked very good. He only gave up 1 run. He's back starting today. So they got to hope Manaya's, going to finally get it together.
You know, when you play these weak teams and you look good, like the Yanks are doing now, and if the Mets look good today or Mania looks good, it's that old. Who did they do it against? It's that old phrase.
Right.
Who did he do it against? So
Well,
it really doesn't matter, like how good this guy's playing. And right now, the Yankee announces, "Oh, Volpe is really coming back now. He's 5 for 13. He's 6. Who's he doing it against? You know, who are they hitting against?
right.
These
Well,
unknowns,
you got to be on the schedule.
right?
And the team that has more to play for.
Well, I think in the Mets case that's true because they might beat the Cubs 3 and then lose 3 to the Marlins.
Very unpredictable. Yeah, everybody's been saying that. It's true. It's true. And if we get that, well, we'll see. I have myself mentally prepared for the Mets not making the postseason, but they could. I'm not saying that they won't. I mean, they could. But the thing with the Reds is the tiebreaker. That's one way to look at it.
It's interesting because a couple of weeks ago they had it, and then last week they were blowing it, and now they're hanging on. They're hanging on.
Just about hanging on. Yeah, it's still only 4 out of 6. That's the big hot streak right now. Is 4 out of 6. So.
Well, yesterday's game could have been. They had also I think in the 10th inning they had like first and third. And then it was like two strikeouts, I think, or
yeah. Nobody seems to care about them, but
Yeah, no, it's and who do they have? I don't know any of these guys on that team. Who? And, no. That's why they want to expand. I mean, they should contract. I'm just saying. I'm just
Right.
saying. You have so many guys. Yeah, there's a lot of teams with young guys. They got the young guys up there, but these are guys that most of them never going to do anything in the league. My prediction, anyway. Yeah.
the whole pitching philosophy. I mean, it takes a lot of the enjoyment out of the game. You're not trying that hard to win.
Right.
And another thing, I don't know how many other men, but this is something Mendoza does, is that if his big thing is we got to win each series. And like against the Tigers, they won the first two games, and it was kind of like, oh well, all right, it's spring training. Like, yeah, if we lose the third game, that's okay. We still won the series. There's a very lackadaisical, attitude.
Win 2 out of every 3 games. You got over 100 wins. You have over 100 wins.
So the heck with trying to win the third game. Yeah, right. That's how it comes across sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the other day, we were down by 4 runs, and he brings a guy in who had like almost a 6 ERA in the minor leagues, and it's like, well, we're only down by 4. Why don't you play like we still have a chance to win the game? I mean, when the Mets hitting gets going, we're explosive. Why are you conceding a game because we're down 4 runs?
How does this guy?
That's the Mets have a record number of pitchers they've used this year. It's like 46. The Mets have used 46 pitchers this year. I don't understand too how they can keep like bringing guys up and sending them down, because remember in the old days you had like 3 options, and the third time you did that, you either had to like release the guy off your roster and expose him to waivers, or keep him. But now it seems like they could do it. Like some of these guys have been up and down like 9 or 10 times. Must be. Well, let's talk about the Yankees some. The Yankees seem to be peaking at the right time. Hopefully for them, they're not peaking too early.
Both the Flora and the White Sox, looking good. But let's see what happens when it's Toronto or who else is in there now? Let me get the or
Toronto,
Boston. Yeah.
Those Mariners and
Yeah, Texas has fallen out of it. They're 5 games back. It's Cleveland or Houston that are fighting. They're tied for the last playoff spot now. Oh, you're right. They're a game behind. Yes. Wow. Mm. Well, I mean, Max Fried is pitching very well again. I was rooting for him to get to 20 wins. He's got 18. He's probably only going to get one more start. He could get 2 if that last game of the season was meaningful in some way. Because I think he's going to pitch on Tuesday. And then the next day might be Sunday, but if they don't need him. But he's pitching well. I mean, Rodon is pitching against these weak teams. So, I mean, again, it's the same thing. It's the relievers. It's the guy, I think Gill is pitching. Gill, I'm sorry, Heel. GIL is. Did you know? Remember? Yeah, Heel Hodges. So I know I keep calling him Gill, and on the broadcast they call him Heel. So, no, I even asked a buddy of mine, Lou Rodriguez, if he could explain that to me, and he said he can't figure it out either. Yeah. So it should be Hill maybe. I thought if it was preceded by a U, like Guillermo. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why my buddy Rodriguez, he couldn't explain it himself, and he speaks Spanish. So yeah, that's who we need. That's who we need. But a guy's pitching a no hitter, 6 innings. Oh, we got to take him out. As soon as you take him out, the other team gets a hit. So it's going to depend on that. Yesterday, Rodon went 7 innings. The Yanks had a lead. Maybe it was 4-0. 5-0, maybe. He's not at 100 pitches yet. Take him out. Bring in Weaver. We got to get Weaver right before the playoffs start. We got to get him right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, that's going to be the key. Now, a lot of times these teams get away with it, but like you said before, you almost root for them to lose when they do that make a stupid move like that.
So you're gonna have to pull them chapter 5, and you're gonna have to
Put in
more
who?
pitchers on your team.
Yeah. Yeah, you're putting in these guys, and then like Bednar, who's been good for the Yanks, pitches the 9th inning. I think it was 5-1 or 7-1 at that point. Like, why are you pitching the guy? You may need him today. You don't need him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you really need him, you got you got a 2-1 game going to the 9th, and you need him. That's when you need the guy to finish it off. Yeah, Schlitter, and even the other guy, Will Warren, who I was watching pitch the other night. And the one thing about some of these guys, they look so young. Like Will Warren looks like he's like 18. They have young looking. Even Volpe looks very young.
Right.
It's they look like almost teenagers almost. But they were showing a lot of close-ups of Warren the other night, and I'm like, oh wow, looks very young. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's it. Well, if I could get their roster, I'm yeah, yeah, I'm trying to get the roster, but it won't. This thing. Oh, let me see if I click this, and it'll maybe come up because I think they do have some guys that are known. They do have some. Right, I think that's one of them. Flaherty is one of their pitchers. No, no,
Oh,
no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who the heck are these guys? Oh, I'm sorry. Scherzer's one of their pitchers. And I was thinking of you the other night. I think it was Friday night. The Yankees gave a score. Toronto is losing in the first inning, 7-0. I was like, who started for them tonight? Scherzer was the starter then. Yeah, you're right. Who do they have? Yeah, Guerrero. They have Vladimir Guerrero. He's known. And they got Springer. No, that's George Springer. That's George. His first name is George? No, he's an outfielder. Yeah. He's an outfielder. Okay.
With the Tigers playing badly lately, I don't really know who's that good in the American League. I mean, I think if the Yankees don't beat themselves, with the stupid pitching changes, they have very good starting pitching and they're going to score runs. The Yankees should have a very good shot at the American League, I think.
Jazz Chisholm is making fabulous plays at second base. And Ryan McMahon at third, he catches everything. Catches everything. And Volpe's been making plays lately. He hasn't made any errors since he came back. And Bellinger makes every play. Makes a lot of beautiful plays. And they have good hitters. I mean, I like they're a likable team. Ben Rice and Bellinger and I just don't understand the lineup. That I don't know why. Here's a stat for you. Like Aaron Judge has hit 19 first inning home runs. Okay. Yeah, he's batting second. So probably a lot of them are solo shots. Now, if he was hitting where he should be hitting, which is fourth, how many more runs? You'd have a guy or two on base. Right. Right. Yeah, it makes no sense. Well, he gets more at bats that way. He gets more at, but the idea is to produce runs. Either yeah, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So, but I had an argument with not an argument, but a debate with a younger fan. This other young kid I know, Stefan Martinez, and he has a show on YouTube which is good with another fella called 27 Outs. They do a show like we're doing. Except they've got producers. They've got high-tech equipment. They know what they're doing. and I was commenting with him about, why are they taking this guy out? and they're very accepting. Oh, that's the way baseball is now. Nobody gets complete games. You got to bring this guy in, that guy in. Here's one rule though that I would like. Oh, it was about the no hitter. It was about the no hitter, and it was like, oh, I don't. He says, I don't care about the no hitters. I just want wins. I'm like, you remember the 90? You remember Dwight Gooden's no hitter? Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy David Wells and David Cohen's perfect games? I mean, these are like once in a lifetime things. How many chances does a guy get to pitch a no hitter? So yeah, right. They ruled that too. One rule change I want to see, that I would love to see, is that for pitchers, if there's nobody on base, you have to pitch from the full windup. You can't pitch from the stretch. That's one thing. Why are you pitching from the stretch? There's nobody on base. Pitching. No. You pitch from the stretch when there's men on base. Nobody on base. You full windup. Why not? With all the they, yeah, but they have a lot of silly rules though. So why not throw another one in? What's wrong with another silly rule? How about the rule that you have to pitch to 3 batters? What kind of rule is that? No. Well, but you have no. Well, and then you can't have Graham Lloyd on your team because he can only pitch to like Ryan Klesko in the World Series or Fred McGriff. But you can't leave him in against Andrew Jones or he'll get rocked. It's that lefty. Yeah. Well, you don't like my rule. Well, I put it out there anyway. We don't have to agree on everything. But I can't stand when the guy comes to the stretch and there's nobody on. I just can't stand it. What are you doing? To me, that's not. Nobody used to do that. Maybe Dennis Eckersley was the first guy to do that. Maybe I don't know, but
He feels like he pitches better from a certain windup. Well, but who cares? That's an honest, that's a true answer.
all right. Well,
It's true of all. It's a stupid thing with the second stuck in the extra. That just
Yep.
they should just have ended baseball before they started that rule.
Yeah.
That's the worst rule.
And yesterday, I see, it was a pinch runner. You could pinch run for the guy that's supposed to be there. Yeah. So anyway, looking at the clock, we're out of time. So we had no intro music today, no exit music today, just signing off live on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll see you next time, Jay. A little Spanish lingo there. You're giving away your location there. True. As I figure out how to sign off here,